Well, we made it. A year has gone by and somehow we're still here and still making videos. So this video is going to be, I guess, an update for all you guys a year in. How is Guerrilla Miniature Games doing? How did we do in the last 365 days? And I'm not even going to talk about what's coming next because there's just so much. I just really want to give you guys a peek into how we did and where we're at and what the co-op looks like right now and what a year's hard work kind of turned into. So first of all, some stats. In the last 365 days, I've recorded over 415 videos. Over 19,000 people liked the stuff that I was making enough to decide to subscribe on YouTube. Over 4,000 people saw the stuff I was posting on social media and Facebook enough that they thought it was cool enough to follow me on Facebook, which is kind of mind-blowing. We played over 30 different kinds of games here on the channel, be they Throwback Thursdays, different versions of 40K, indie games, skirmish games. Yeah, like over 30 different kinds of games got played. We helped out 40-something indie artists. And when I say we, I mean me, the Indiegogo backers and the patrons, to bring their stuff to market. And I'm kind of using global we because this is a collaboration between me and them. Like this, I'm the sort of outlet that they are using to make all this happen. But yeah, over 40 different artists got their stuff sort of put forward in Witches Wonders. I've had just a phenomenally positive response to that. Tons of people suggest artists, tons of artists have basically fed back that they've heard about the Witches Wonders kind of program and that it helped for them to get more stuff out the door and make their businesses and their ideas and the things they're creating successful. So that's been really huge. On top of that, we hosted over a dozen tournaments to help out with Lords of War Games and Hobbies, and Owen also did some tournaments at Black Knight Games, and that's been hugely successful for invigorating and giving sort of a big payoff to local hobbyists, getting to play more games in a sort of awesome, fully painted way. And then we helped out a ton of different indie skirmish games and just indie games in general with Let's Plays and looks into their games. So things like This Is Not a Test, Frostgrave when it first came out, before it blew up as huge as it did. Also some sort of newer, smaller games like Maelstrom's Edge. We've got a bunch more in the future, but we did just a whole bunch of work, Relic Blades, trying to get games in front of people and let people check them out and see what they look like. And I felt like that was really successful too. And then on top of that, I've basically painted over 600 miniatures. We've built terrain to basically accommodate almost any kind of genre and type of game. We've built travel and event terrain to take the tournaments when we host tournaments. We've started running 2 different sort of like tournament circuits for both Malifaux and Infinity. And yeah, I feel like we accomplished a whole bit. So those are the stats. Why don't I take you guys right now on a little virtual walking tour of the co-op so you can see it, see where it's at and see what it looks like. So first things first, here we are on the outside. You can see here, under the overpass, there's my Tiguan parked. This is the co-op. When we started, you guys probably saw the setup videos. All we had was a big empty room, and now we have this. Workbenches and bookshelves. This catastrophe is Owen's. I've co-opted Mike's bench here in the middle right now to do some editing. You can see my laptop on it, my MacBook. And over here, this sort of like contained disaster is my workspace. Mostly used for airbrushing terrain, other bits and pieces. Over here, we've got stored miniatures, all these carrying cases have painted miniatures in them. This pile right here is projects for the future, so stuff we have to work on, whether it's Kickstarters that came in, so this is the Mercs Kickstarter, new factions for Dark Age, we've got Gates of Antares here, and then all of these boxes have something interesting and new and exciting that we are looking to sort of get ready and get done. Terrain bits and pieces. This sort of catastrophe right here is the I should really get to it soon pile. My Batman stuff. We've got all kinds of like random Mordheim and Malifaux miniatures, more Guild Ball stuff, Bushido, random bits and pieces. And then back here, more terrain, our little coffee and water nook, more miniatures, more carrying cases, Boomy the Boombox, who gets the tunes going for us and keeps us moving. Tons of books, and yeah, and that's the basic walking floor of our creative space for making all the miniatures and terrain and stuff. And then in here we have the studio. So you've seen this in games and in battle reports. Here's the actual recording space. Set up right now for a gaming sort of thing we were doing for War Machine today. Me and Owen did a Let's Play. You'll probably have seen that last night. That's when it's getting posted. The 3 paintings. Here's a secret I tell people that show up. The 3 paintings are actually there for staging. So if we set the camera up in the tripod and you guys see us standing between 3 paintings, it's so I can block everybody. If we stand in between them, we know we're basically where we're supposed to be. Our positions are right. Under the gaming table, you never really get to see this, but it is just full of terrain. So just totes and totes and totes of terrain, because we don't really have anywhere else to put it when it's finished. So we store it all underneath. Gaming mats basically shoved under every gaming surface as well. More totes of terrain, random terrain, more gaming mats. I've even got gaming mats in the window well over here. And then gaming mats, all the short ones are sitting in a laundry tote. So we've got counters and stuff. This is all our random, well actually not random, they're obsessively organized by me, counters by game. So we've got some Armada stuff down there, a whole bunch of Age of Sigmar stuff, Infinity stuff, Dead Zone stuff, Warhammer stuff, Guild Ball stuff, Dark Age stuff, Kings of War stuff, yada yada yada. Terrain, you can see our Batman terrain, so this is not chest terrain, Frostgrave terrain, and then miniatures. And the terrifying thing about these miniatures is, apart from the War Machine armies, which I painted while I was still at Mini Wargaming, and a few of the Ariadna and Pano minis that were painted a long time ago, I painted everything else since we started the co-op. So all that Guild Ball stuff, most of the Infinity stuff, every single one of these Malifaux miniatures, every single one of these Age of Sigmar and Dark Age miniatures, not the Ogre Army, that was painted in 2003, but I'd add some stuff to it. All of these Kings of War models, all of these Dead Zone miniatures, all of my, what's it called, Horus Heresy stuff, all these Gothic fleets, all the Yu-Ching stuff. Yeah, it was all painted last year. So, and there's more. There's like all my Mordheim games I painted are just put away right now. Tons of stuff is actually just in cases. Although this is not test minis, are just put away in cases. Most of all the Team Yankee stuff's in cases, all the spaceship games are in cases. Like there's so much stuff. There's an unbelievable amount of models. And every once in a while I walk into this room and it just like terrifies me how much painting I did. Up top here, we've got these right here are the Clarence Lee painted in like 10 days to Kings of War armies that obligated me to make this Kings of War army. That's more Menoth stuff. That's more Infinity stuff. Terrain. Up there is all my Mercs minis that are all painted. Old game boxes and game boards. That's all Dark Age terrain I painted up there. The Necromunda terrain sets. More Flames of War German army. And I think there's some paratroopers in there too, but we haven't really played Flames of War very much. And then up top, that Renegade box is full of 10 mil terrain for Horizon Wars that you'll see on a Let's Play very, very soon. Other than that, we got some more art. If you've never seen this before, it's my service award from GW for being there for over a decade. That was the first painting my daughter ever made. So she painted me that for her my first birthday after she was born. My wife helped her do that. And then we've got little other bits and pieces of art. People ask about this stuff a lot. Owen won this at a War Machine event signed by all the designers. Peachy Pixels, awesome designer, made this logo. It's on my shirt right now. And these are just some favorites. This was a gift from a good friend of mine, Drew Cremines, and he had this autographed by a bunch of the old classic design team. So this is the Third War for Armageddon cover, which was 99. Oh my God, it's a long time ago now. 17 years ago. Cover of Ghostmaker, or maybe first and only. I think this is actually Ghostmaker. Yeah, because it's the sequel, which is the short story one. And this is a classic Space Wolf, I think by Alex Boyd, that I just love. And I have framed up for being in here. And there it is. There's your nickel tour of the studio space. You can see how it's come along. 6-foot table's holding up really well. It needs a new coat of paint just because obviously wear and tear has just kind of rubbed the edges and stuff like that, which I'm going to get to during the spring cleaning. But yeah, that is the current state of the studio and co-op. So I couldn't end something like this without two things. First of all, thank yous. It's been a year. I can't even imagine what I was thinking when this all started, but I can't help but thank the hundreds of amazing Indiegogo backers that decided this was something that needed to happen. I asked for a little bit of money to buy a camera, and several hundred amazing people demanded basically that I do this, and I hope you guys are happy with this first year. I did this for you. You guys believed that I could make something different and unique, and I think that in this first year, collaboratively and together, we've accomplished something kind of amazing. On top of that, the first 6 months were basically all the Indiegogo backers. The last 6 months were all the patrons. We had enough money to run this place for basically 6 months on the lease after the Indiegogo campaign. The patrons I have, 219 amazing people. You guys, again, demanded that this keep going, and all the hard work that I try and do to get stuff ready, to bring new games in, to help people out. It's you guys that thought this was important, and it's you guys that make this happen. And without you, this doesn't happen, doesn't keep going. We've made it a year, and it's pretty incredible, I think, the just amount of people that have come together over all of this, and the amount of people that we've managed to help and bring stuff in front of, and just the attitude and spirit that this several hundred people have, and the thousands of people that I've talked to online have had in the last year. The Toy Soldiers are just fucking fun and cool. And there's no reason to be salty about them and upset about them. And we should all just enjoy them, because we have way more in common than we have dividing us when it comes to Toy Soldiers. And if you just keep that attitude, you will meet so many amazing people and get to do so many amazing things. I gotta thank the hundreds of people that I've met over this last year, the several hundred people that have come in and played games, and played games against me at events, and I've met at events, and I've talked to. You guys, again, I couldn't have done this without you. Like, it would have just been me and the people I could drag in to make 415 something videos, to bring forward a couple of hundred games, to watch 5 days a week. I'm just one guy, right? And as hard as I want to work, you can't just watch me be schizophrenic and talk to myself and play games against myself all the time, because that's what would happen. I gotta thank Mike and Owen. You guys are soldiers, and oh my God, you worked your asses off just as much as I did and made this happen. I gotta thank some real super troopers that I was always able to depend on for making stuff, making content. Jason DeRush, Jay Griffiths, Chris and Jay at Lords of War Games and Hobbies. You four are probably the guys I was just always able to say, hey, do you want to do something? And you made it happen. You supported me like crazy. And so big thanks to you guys. I got to thank my kids for just being amazing, and for being, again, the other half, beside the people that demanded that I do this, the other half is my kids. Being able to be home with my kids and have a vocation and a job that makes people out there, you guys, happy, and also lets me spend time with them and just experience how different they are every single day for a year is, if I hung it up right now, that would have been worth it, right? Because I would, in my old job, I would travel 36 weeks a year, and being able to go away for a week, I come back, you know, my wife Cass, she's exactly the same as when I left. My kids are completely different if I leave for a week. They are totally different people. They have evolved and changed, and I've missed it. So this past year has just been a gift from all you guys, and yeah, I can't put into words what that's meant. I gotta thank my wife for her patience, for forbearance, for letting me, you know, go out and do crazy work for all hours of the day and all hours of the night, and just being amazing. I mean, we've been together almost 10 years now, and I'm looking forward to 10 more. And then I guess the last people I should be thanking would be my landlord and all the amazing people that are in this sort of area, the cops that run the materials depot around the corner, because this is the best security that money could possibly buy. They'll just roll up next to people that are parked outside and be like, so what you doing? I don't know any of you guys by name, but you make this the safest place to be ever. And yeah, and all the other people that have made this possible. I'm sure I'm forgetting people, but I gotta say thank you, because this has just been a complete roller coaster and blown me away. And so I can't end something like this without some kind of presents, because it's a birthday, so you can't do a birthday without presents. So I have got a bunch of these made, and you guys have asked over and over again about my gauges. I got a bigger, better one made. It's 8 inches by 4 inches by 2 inches by 1 inch. Perfect for basically any kind of skirmish game. Guild Ball, it's perfect for Mordheim, it's perfect for Infinity, it's perfect for most every game actually, to be honest with you, and it's got the little logo on it that you guys asked. I'm not going to sell them. I'm going to give them away to a random subscriber on a random video every single week. So if you watch one of my videos this week, like and subscribe, and just say, give me that gauge, and I will pick a random commenter on videos I post every week. going into the end of the month. So there's let's say there's 4 more weeks in this month, I think. And I will pick a video every single week randomly from the 5 videos I post that are games. So don't worry about Widgets Wonders and the other stuff. And I'm also gonna give one away specifically on my Sit and Talk, my piece of ash. That'll be linked in the video description below, and on this video too. So let's say I'm giving away 7 total, 5 weeks plus 2. Plus, on top of that, I'm going to give one to a random Patreon backer that wants one. Just comment on the videos on the Patreon site and say, give me that gauge. And if you guys are interested, you will get one of these. It's super cool. I honestly, I'm still struggling with finding out how to sell them. People want to buy them. It's not feasible, unfortunately, to do that, because to ship something like this, if I was to say, let's just say this is going to be 12 bucks, right? And I was going to say international shipping is $5. It might not work. I might have to send it to all kinds of places, and shipping could be 25 or 30 bucks. And so, unfortunately, with the internet being what it is, and you guys being all over the world, the best way for me to figure out to sell these is if some site that makes gauges wants to partner with me and throw my logo on them, and we'll just split whatever's made off them. That's probably what I'll end up doing, because like I said, I'm one guy running any kind of like shipping for this thing. It would be it would eat up all my time. So it's just like Spreadshirt is the best way for me to do my t-shirts, because there's literally I just put logos up and then they do the rest of the work. If there's anybody that wants to do that with these things, I'm gonna give some away, but these are not gonna be for sale right now, because what I really wanna do is just thank you guys for this amazing year. And instead of selling them, just give them out to lucky people that get drawn. So, you guys, all of you, thank you so much. It's been an incredible year. I'm looking forward to another incredible year. I hope you guys enjoy what I make. There's just so much stuff in the future. I always joke that there's an endless queue of painting and work and stuff to do, but it is a treadmill, and I'm having a hell of a great time running it, and I hope that you guys sort of just stay along for the ride. So I think we're probably gonna hit like 20,000 subscribers on YouTube today. That blows my mind in and of itself. So for those of you that are new and here, welcome. For those of you that have been here for a while, I've been here since the beginning, thank you all. I'm doing it for you. I'm gonna keep doing it as long as I can. Until next time, and you guys see me for my next video, I'm Ash. Happy gaming.